Martin Truex Jr. is back. He is the first big domino to drop in silly season. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you are doing good on this Saturday. All right, with a very simple statement from Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex says, I'm coming back. And not to say I told you so, but I told you so. If you remember this previous clip from another episode, he uses some interesting phrasing there. He says, we're working on it, and he says, I'll let you know when I find out. That leads me to believe he's probably not leaning toward retirement, because if he's working on it, you wouldn't really have to work on anything to retire, I wouldn't imagine. All right, so he's back. So in my opinion, that basically sets Joe Gibbs for next season, because I think 99.9% Kyle Busch is back in the 18 car. So the 19 car, the 18 car, Toyota is set for next season. They pretty much have their ducks in a row. We know what Joe Gibbs is going to look like. But it does open up some other questions as to who's going to go where in the other cars. Let's take a look at them. That leaves the question of who is going to fill the 10 car for Stewart-Haas Racing. Of course, Eric Almirola is leaving, and Ryan Preece looks like he is the man waiting in the wings, but there is some speculation from some people that Ryan Preece might be waiting on the 4 car. So, in my opinion, Ryan Preece is going to be the guy they put in the 10 car. But if the other speculation that he's not going in the 10 car is true, let's take a look at who could possibly slide into that spot that is not Ryan Preece. It would have to be somebody, in my opinion, with some funding behind them that is young. So, I'm thinking, Noah Gragson would be the first guy you look at, although I think Noah Gragson has some things lined up other places with other Chevrolet teams, but a lot of people have mentioned him for the 10 car. I think 2 guys that nobody's really talking about that will slide right in there. Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst is already in the Ford system. Riley Herbst is funded. I know people are not huge or real big on Riley Herbst, but he's already in basically that Stewart-Haas system. He's got funding behind him, and he's already signed with Ford. He would be the easiest person to plug in there if they're going to go the route of a pay driver, essentially, and a young driver. So he would be the other one. The other wild card out there is Brandon Jones. Brandon Jones has funding behind him, and he would easily slide into there. And I know a lot of people are not big on Brandon Jones, but Brandon Jones has improved every single season he has raced. So I think he is a guy that puts in the hard work. He didn't come out of the box lighting the world on fire, but every single season you have watched Brandon Jones improve. So if they go the route of a guy that's got funding behind him and a young driver, I think Riley Herbst and Brandon Jones would be the 2 guys I look at the 10 car. But I think Preece is going to be the guy that gets that seat. Now, I mentioned Noah Gragson probably has other things lined up with Chevrolet, and I think one of those things would be if Junior Motorsports moves up. Like I said, if. It's a big if. They're just looking at it. I want to be clear on that. But what if they, let's say, buy part of Spire? They buy into Spire, and it's Spire Junior Motorsports or some combination of that. That would be a landing spot for Noah Gragson, most likely. I think he would be the leading candidate for that. Possibly Justin Allgaier, because Justin Allgaier has sponsorship behind him too. But JRM moving up would be most likely 99% that would go with Noah Gragson, right? So that would be the landing spot for him. Another possible landing spot for Noah Gragson is, what is Kaulig going to do with that 16 car? Are they going to continue to run it as a multi-driver car with AJ Allmendinger, Noah Gragson, and Daniel Hemrick, or will they move one of those guys up full-time? Once again, that would be another good landing spot for Noah Gragson. Also, you could see Daniel Hemrick, if he can land some more funding, he could be the next guy to be the full-time driver of that 16 car. And, well, AJ Allmendinger is always a good fit in any race car. If you want to put him in a race car, he would just probably have to find some funding. So those are the dominoes that we're waiting to see what happens with those. Amongst other things that are out there, Nice has said they're possibly moving up, but they've already said their driver would be Hocevar. So a lot of silly season stuff about to unravel, but like I said, once Martin Truex announced what he's doing, it should rapidly get really interesting in silly season. All right, that is all I've got for you. If you've made it this far, I would really appreciate your subscription. It helps out the channel a whole lot, and like I said, I really do appreciate it. If you got a question or comment, leave it down in the question and comment section. I'll try to get to as many as I can, and all right, I'm off to South Boston. Thanks for your time. Peace.